Hey everyone, Al Fragnoli, Zach Sutty, league leaders. We're going to do something a little bit different today. As all of you know, we have just came in on our 1 year anniversary of doing our little show here. We started this back last July 2020, and we have truly enjoyed doing it. We've had some amazing guests. We are incredibly honored and humbled that to all of you that have come on and spoke with us. So we wanted to kind of just highlight a few points, and we know there's a ton of people that have joined us, so we're not going to be able to name every single person, but just a couple that we wanted to touch on. Zach, I thought, some takeaways. We've had obviously some very strong female leaders. Most recently, we've talked with Jody Ostergen, and she mentioned something about being vulnerable, and I think that a lot of the best leaders are absolutely vulnerable. They show empathy, and Jody touched on that. So I thought that was fantastic. Dr. Vincent Mumford was one of my professors over at Central Michigan University, and Zach, as you know, we've had tons of Chippewas on our little show here, and love showing some Chippewa support and pride. But Dr. Vincent Mumford has done extensive research on leadership. He's been a wonderful, wonderful professor. He is a great mentor and an amazing leader. He impacts so many lives in what he does over at Central Michigan University. He mentioned the way, the mission, the score, and that really stood out to me when he touched on that. He's got a wonderful book as well that we recommend everybody take the opportunity to read. It's called Invest and How Great Leaders Accelerate Success and Improve Results. So I want to touch on Dr. Vincent Mumford and what he's meant to me personally, and what he shared when we brought him on. Zach, another big one. I know you were unable to attend this one when we recorded, but we went a little bit of a different route. We were talking to a lot of sports industry professionals, and we kind of branched out a little bit, talked to business leaders and people that are really just doing what they love. And so we brought on an actor, a local one out of the Michigan area that's been recognized and been doing some great stuff. And that's Bobby Lanin. And Bobby mentioned pursuing your passion and doing what you love and taking a chance. So I loved it when he talked about that. Zach, one of your contacts, Andrew Colosimo, I thought provided some great insight on his experiences with teaching and coaching and how it correlates with being a great parent, right? So, just a ton of people. Those are just, a handful of ones that I wanted to mention, but, we've had some amazing leaders and some great people that we were privileged to have the opportunity to speak with.
Yeah, I think we're very fortunate to be able to do this over the last year and reach out to our network. And that led to some individuals, even outside of our network, who became, close friends at this point. One common theme in all of our guests is they're great people. They're great human beings. I think another common theme, which is probably not common in the sense that it's all their paths were a little different. Everybody had a story to tell. Everybody had different experiences. And I thought that was amazing to hear how individuals, got to their positions and talk about what their future goals were and what led them to get to where they're at, and that they're all open to future learning. They're all open to becoming better individuals, better human beings, better leaders. And every one of the individuals that we spoke with has such a high ceiling. I can't wait to see what they do over the next few years, decades, whatever it may be, because some of these individuals are very young in their careers. And that's exciting to see, is these young professionals reaching goals at such a young age, and having so much enthusiasm to do it. And you're right, we talked to some great sports leaders. Many of our friends in the industry, Alex Yo, Brady LaRufa, Logan Dan, Nate March, Chris Whiting, Chris Cook, some great individuals we had the opportunity to actually work with. So it's great to catch up with them to see what they're doing. And I hope in a few years or a couple of years, we get to catch up with them again and hear what they have to say and their experiences and where they're at, and learn from them all the years that they've continued to work on themselves and what they've learned. And I can't wait to hear what they have to share with us, in the future. We'd had some great female leaders, some great women leaders in sports. Um, you know, Katie DiGirolamo. Katie, I apologize if I messed your name up. I've been working on that name for 10 years. But Katie, a wonderful human being, who is such a huge part of the Toronto Blue Jays organization and their renovation. And just that's an example of a young female leader who's doing amazing things, and I can't wait to see what she does in the future. Katie Christensen, you mentioned Jody about being vulnerable. She talks about humility. I thought that was fantastic. That tied into, our other guests like Dr. Peter Gabriel, who talked about authentic leadership. And, we had some of those, individuals who studied leadership. Dr. Will Ramey, I thought was a fantastic conversation. He talked about toxic leadership in an organization. And there's so much conversation about toxic leadership. What I loved about his research, his study, and what he shared with us was how to overcome that, how to be accountable when you're in a toxic organization and that you still have a job to do. How can you do it? And he gave some great feedback and great action items on how to overcome toxic leadership. I thought that was one of our best you know guess is just what he shared with us, because he did a lot of research. So that's fantastic. A couple other themes that I saw with all of our leaders that we had an opportunity to talk to was passion. Everybody talked about passion. We had individuals. I think everyone mentioned servant leadership. There were just so many great takeaways that I want to say thank you to all of our guests. I enjoyed talking to all of them, and I learned from everyone. And I think that's my favorite thing about what we've done over the last year, Al, is getting an opportunity to talk to leaders in the sports industry, leaders in other industries. This really branched out a little bit more than we thought it would. And I'm enjoying doing it. I'm enjoying learning, and selfishly, I'm putting a lot of tools in my toolbox from these individuals. So I think that's one takeaway, and a huge amount of gratitude to all of our guests. So I think that's what's been amazing about this past year.
Yeah, absolutely, Zach. I couldn't agree with you more. You mentioned good people, and we've talked to probably over 40 people on our little podcast interview series here, and that is the common theme. Like, all these people are good people, right? It's really hard to be a great leader or a good leader if you're just not a good person. So, we've been blessed and fortunate to talk to some amazing, amazing people. Zach, you mentioned they're all doing great things, and they still have a high ceiling, a long way to go, and they're going to continue to grow and develop over the years. So, I echo the same statements that you mentioned right there, Zach. So, blessed and fortunate to have started this with you as well, Zach. I know you're passionate about leadership as well, as am I. So it's been a fun run over the past year. So thank you to everybody. As Zach mentioned, we're incredibly honored and humbled to be doing this on a weekly basis and talking to some amazing, amazing people. We're just continuing to hope to bring some joy and some positive energy to those that are tuning in and listening when they have the opportunity. So thank you again to our guests. Thank you to our viewers, and thanks to every single person that has helped make this an incredibly positive experience over the last year. We're going to continue to run with this and share some amazing guests and their stories every Sunday. So thank you again, Zach. It's been an honor working with you, and I truly enjoy this. So let's have another great year ahead. But thank you to every single one of you that has joined us over the last year.